a box. It was in a pack. And funny thing, it was the only pack I bought. It was back when Rainbow Dragon just came out. But it wasn't first edition, so it's even weirder.
That sounds
The
like
longer you keep it, the longer it'll be
porn.
worth more. Is
He's
part
a
of an
weird
archetype,
boss
like the main
monster.
boss. Yeah, but it's one of the main boss monsters. So the longer you have it, maybe it'll be worth more because they'll add more to the archetype eventually. Because they added a little bit ago. That made it a little bit better.
Oh, no wonder. Lakaharas has a space before the S.
I know, and I don't understand why.
Speaking of
I
archetypes,
don't remember doing that.
You think they're gonna add more to the Shadows?
Probably a little bit.
Because they had like two of a different type.
I'll see if the OCG has any extra.
Because I know the game that we played that doesn't have any more.
Yeah, there's actually a website me and Cirrus are using now because we don't think that one's going to update it anymore. And it's a free download and you have all the cards on it already and you don't have to farm. But then again, you probably like playing against... Well, you can play against AI in it too, but...
Yeah.
The AI in it is broken.
Only because I can actually use it.
Yeah, Shadow has a lot of cards.
I love Shadows.
You still need to make a 40-card deck, or like, at least 45.
I think I made a 50-card deck with the Shadows, but that's only because all their abilities are fucking crazy.
I'm going to Bangkok.
Okay.
Why are you banging cock?
We'll let you use the hammer on your cock at will. We won't hold you back.
Even though you probably should if you were watching someone do that. Classic luck.
So my spellman's wrong. Shadal is 2Ds. Okay.
And you know what? I don't know what it is, but I love the idea of having an organization of villains that have like a set number of characters.
There are 2 new Shadals that I see. There might be other ones as well that I don't know about.
Unless they remove Construct from the ban list, Shadals are never making a comeback.
Wait, Construct
which one?
isn't banned?
Shitall +2. I mean,
Construct.
It's a link card.
Construct, it's a fusion. No, it's a
It's
fusion.
not banned.
It's a link card.
Banned it?
Construct. Wait.
No.
Yeah,
El
it's
Shadal
unbanned.
Construct is a fusion monster, and it was banned because in the meta it was released and it was deemed very powerful because you literally could negate and destroy any special summon monster that it faced off against.
Yeah, it's not that's not banned anymore.
I might have to go rebuild my Shadal deck then.
I gotta go look at that because it's not banned in the game either.
And also, it is not a link monster rotting, it is the fusion monster.
Okay, there's a lot of fusion monsters. I'm used to that. I thought that the Construct
There
was
is
the,
also a Link monster series named Shadal Construct. It just doesn't have the L at the beginning.
That's why I clarified El Shadal Construct.
Also, you sound like you're awake now.
I've been awake,
I didn't hear the L part.
I'm gonna kill people as Santa 47.
What?
What?
Hitman.
Yeah, Hitman. I have a costume that's Santa Claus.
You know, I never played Hitman. My friend Dave loves it. The same person that loved that one with the hero that came back and killed
I'm
a bunch
gonna
of people.
send a link to you real quick, Rotting, through Facebook, through our main group chat that you can use to look for archetypes that you might want to build.
I just know that there's like another two. There's another 2 shadows that aren't really shadows.
Welcome to Bangkok, 47. Ken Morgan has booked
Because there was like
suite, but has yet
2
to check
sets
in.
that I actually did
You'll
like
find
to
him
make.
in and around the restaurant. Oddly enough,
Well, I think that was enough
Cross
Warframe
seems
for today.
completely unaware of his
I got my
presence.
Bone Widow up
Cross
to
and the
level
class-
27. I got Leivos's head and chassis. They gave me 2,700, 2,075 endo.
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know if
two
it's worth it.
Shadal monsters. One's named Neth Shadal, and one name's Hell Shadal.
Huh.
And they're both flip monsters.
They're
I
all
guess the
flip
Shadal is
monsters.
mostly flip monsters, okay.
They're all flip, and they have two effects. One's if they're sent to the graveyard by an effect, and there's another one with flip monster. That's all Shaddolls. That's why I like them, because someone's always like Mirror Force would like cause all their effects to hit.
The Mirror Force isn't used that often.
After you. Sir, please. This way.
It's a good side deck card for against decks
Certain
that,
decks.
yeah, very specific.
And they
decks.
saw you as playing Shadal, they wouldn't use it though. You might see it a lot in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game that you play though, because like in older decks, it was used a lot. I think at one point it was banned or limited early in the game, if I remember correctly. What's another deck you might have fun with?
I gotta look at the damn thing because there was another archetype that I liked, and it was something with like Redeads or something. I don't know what they were called.
Vendread?
I gotta look. Redread, probably, yeah.
It's not Redread, it's Vendread. Starts with
Ah.
a V. Are they zombie monsters that you're thinking of?
Oh, yeah, but here's the thing. This is what it was. Okay, so yeah, there was three of them. Now, you know, like how they have the Shaddolls? They also have Re-Shadoll, Quad Shadoll, and Nell Shadow. I don't know why they
Those
have
are
the
all
extra.
part of the Shadow extra tart. Basically, those are extra support darts. Like Shadow is anything that has Shadow in it is part of the Shadow archetype. Anything that has an extra prefix means that it's extra support to it. Extra support means it's still part of the archetype, but it's made to support the main deck, I guess, would be the way to put it. Or they're newer cards that are better than the original Shadow. In some cases, it depends on what kind of archetype it is. You just have to read through all of them. But if they have a newer prefix, that means they're newer, and they might be stronger than the old because they are newer, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Does have a power curve, so...
Hmm.
Information thrown at you at high speed. I've not actually made a Shadal deck yet. I make one.
I wish I would tell you when these things came out. I'm curious.
You can look it up on the internet.
No, I mean to actually like look at when they came out so I can actually check by.
How many of each fusion is there?
Oh, right, they have those Shadows. Yeah, I don't use those.
Oh, also there's one named Shadal Zareth Core.
Yeah.
It's technically a Shadal, but it's not from
Yeah.
the Shadal archetype. Like for,
No, it
there's
is.
an archetype named Zephyr Core or Zephyr, I mean Zephyra, which is an archetype that like it has monsters from different archetypes in it, but those monsters belong specifically to that archetype, but they can be used in Shadal. Well, one of them can be used in Shadal, which is Shadal Zephyr Core, but it's mainly used as its own card. But you
There's
could
two of them
probably use
actually.
it.
There's
Yeah,
two.
the Zephyra Naga as well.
Yeah.
But it's mainly made as the Zephyra archetype. So let's
Oh,
actually...
that's a new Shadow. There's a there's a trap card. Shadow Schism. The Hound, I know. The Hedgehog. Fusion. Falco. Dragon. I think I got Dragon. Yeah. It's funny because I never have to really.
Would pensions be good in a Shadal deck? I don't think they would be. What's their effects?
Understood.
No, they don't. Yeah, they only work with Zephyr, so they wouldn't work. Okay.
Central, come in.
And
I'm here now. Nothing
this
is
now?
really going on here. Over. Understood.
Okay, yeah, they have no. There's no new cards. They're all in the game.
No, there's a couple.
There's only like the trap card, I think.
No, there's a Hellish Shadal Void, and Nephashal Genis.
I'm looking for those.
Those are not in the game.
Yeah, but I'm looking. I'm looking through the freaking thing, the actual thing you sent me.
That just shows the archetypes. If you actually want to, if you actually want to see all the, if you actually want to see the cards, though, I can send you where you can see all the cards. You'd have to make a quick account, but it's good for making decks, and it's a lot faster than making decks on anything else, in my opinion. Sirius disagrees with me.
You can send it to me. I want to actually check out. I want to know more about this archetype. It's probably my favorite right now, considering I know how to use the cards, and they're a little faster.
This is a, you can duel people on here, but I use it for a deck builder. And basically, you have every card in the game, and it's easy to search them. I can show you how to use it if you don't understand how. It's called Dueling Book. You have to make a quick account, but it's pretty simple, in my opinion. The name, of course, you just put in Shadal, and then you can do in the description, because certain cards use Shadal. So in description, you just put Shadal, and you'd find cards that use Shadal but don't have Shadal in the name, things like that. And for that count, there's a total of 22 different cards, not including the fusion monsters, in the main deck that will go in the main deck that are Shadal based, and then in the extra deck there are a total of 11 cards. Now are they mainly? Oh, they're all different things. Some spellcaster.
What are you, a technician? Never mind. You need to find another way through anyway.
Okay, where's my phone? Phone's right here.
So I was just gonna throw all these in the deck. I would not have enough cards space. So let's first add all of the monsters in. And narrow that down to 20. So monsters, just make them effect. And if you go for effect, that means it won't show all the extra deck monsters, in case you're wondering.
Another day, right?
Well, that's a weird way to let me, like, confirm my account.
Staff is the sole exception. Oh, and do try and keep quiet while the band is in session.
Keep walking.
Jordan is sensitive today. Any other questions, ask
You got a
him.
problem, sir? You move around like somebody kicked your ass real bad. Sir, stop that now.
Hell Shadal looks like it won't be different.
Connecting.
On certain days it loads slower, and I don't know why. I think it's because there's more people on it. Mainly because people just have less to do right now. I don't know.
3 in the morning.
Well, sometimes like it's late in the day and like early in the day that like it just takes longer to get on it. I don't know why.
Oh, yeah, man.
And during that time, make sure you save deck as much as you can, because you might lose connection and lose your progress on your deck.
10 minutes before they go on. Keeping it real.
I just want to see the cards, that's all. It's telling me connecting, but it never connects. Weird.
It will just take a second, and if it doesn't connect, just reconnect, it'll load instantly. I don't know. But once you get on, you have no problems normally.
Nice day for it, isn't it?
Shaddoll Hound. You can target one Shaddoll card to the graveyard, add it to your hand. This card is sent to the graveyard by card effect. You can target one instant field changes battle position. Flip monsters if flex are not activated at the time.
Lost connection again.
Okay.
One
And
more
you should
time.
like to connect now. If not, just refresh this side and try again.
Yeah, hey.
Yeah, I'm gonna refresh the site because it's taking way too long.
Maybe for another track. The one with the harmonium. What do you think?
I definitely don't like the second OP for Jujutsu Kaisen as much as the first.
Anyway, just try something else.
Sure thing, Wes. There's more where that came from.
Ooh, Reshaddoll Windy is really good. Okay, I'm gonna keep you at 3. I'm always gonna make you a 2. Anything that's above level 4.
Wendy, you saying?
Yeah, I like Wendy's effect.
My favorite
Shadolls
is
have a
Falcon.
lot of effects to special summon each other out, so you don't have to worry about their level primarily.
Revered and
My deck's at
reviled
like
in
55, so I always usually...
What the
Well,
fuck
anything
am
that's
I
above like
looking at?
level 5 that I have to summon, I wouldn't want to have a 3, so it's definitely gonna go down to a 2. That's what I'm saying, serious. That way, if I just drew them only, I would at least have a monster I could summon. If I just only drew high-level monsters, I wouldn't be stuck on that only.
If I remember correctly,
Nope,
I
it's
think
not gonna let me in.
These will come over easily. Are you just refreshing it while it's still trying to connect, or what are you doing?
It connects, and then I just hit the thing to re-get to connect and stuff, and it just keeps connecting. It says it can't connect.
Keep doing that, don't refresh the page, and eventually it'll let you in. Just do it 2 or 3 times.
Error, lost connection again.
Okay, and just retry. Don't refresh the
Oh,
page,
now I
because I'll
finally
probably
got
mess
it.
it up. Yeah. I don't know why it's doing that. As I said, I think there's just a shit ton of people on right now.
Okay.
So what's the one you said? I should keep it 3, nice.
Beast, if I
Shaddoll
remember
Beast.
correctly.
You can draw 2
5.
cards and discard 1 card. This card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can draw 1 card. You can only use 1 Shaddoll Beast. Oh yeah, that's definitely good. That's definitely staying at 3. That's my draw power.
You should also put Allure of Darkness and Sinister Shadow games as well.
What's Sinister Shadow games?
It's a trap card, though. It doesn't have the name of the archetype, but it belongs to it.
I might already have it in then.
Oh, I like those.
Yeah, I already have it in. I definitely add Allure.
Also, your trap card, El Shaddoll Core, is definitely going to be your main couple of pieces of fusion material, because it can change its attribute when it gets summoned as a trap monster.
You know, now that I think of it, it's kind of funny. They don't actually, when I was looking at the, they probably added those 2 purposely, because there's no actual earth or fire. I don't know if you noticed that. There's no earth or fire.
You can target 1 Shaddoll monster you control this turn. That face-up monster is unaffected by monster effects, except its own. If this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target 1 affected monster on the field. Players cannot activate that target's effects on the field this turn. You can win. Okay. So you're definitely down to a 2. You're definitely not a 3 up because you don't special summon. You're good, Kios is.
Okay, Genesis is a 4-star, and there's only one more, like, fuck, 9 stars, jeez. But that's, like, kind of like a boss monster. That's nice, though.
It is, and it's easy to cheat out. That's why I said I was going to put it at a 2. And it has a decent effect, too, for what it is, so.
Yeah, I gotta look at it. It won't, like, let me look at it. Come on, just let me look at it.
Target 1 card your opponent controls, return it to the hand. This card is sent to the graveyard. That's not bad.
Okay, let's hear it.
Let's flip. You can target 1 Shaddoll monster in the graveyard except Shaddoll Falco, special summon it. It's in defense position. This card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect. You can special summon it in like Shaddoll Falco.
I
think I'm
hate
gonna
that.
get rid of...
Okay, when he uses his effect for like when he gets sent to the graveyard, I'm kind of iffy on that one.
Which one is it again? It's
Hellish Void, because basically he sends cards to the graveyard based on the number of different elements on the field.
That's not bad. That gives you graveyard set up.
Yeah,
And I believe you're...
Because like if you wind up like throwing out spell and trap cards.
Yeah, that's not that bad, but if you have monsters like you do, like look, if this card is sent to the graveyard by a card effect, it doesn't say it say it has to be on the field, doesn't say it has to be destroyed, it says by card effect and sent to graveyard. Meaning that card will activate any of your card monsters that go to graveyard.
No, I got that. I'm just saying like
It's a really, really good effect.
Vendread. I gotta look those up.
And if you don't know how to spell it, only do the part you know how to spell, because it will still search for things that have that array of letters in it.
Nope,
and then
they
if you
kept
go
the
to...
same cards. There's nothing new.
Yeah. Well, you might not know if there's anything new, because, as I said, our shit's not updated on here, so there should be things that came out this year that you might not see on it. So you might have to look at all of them and see.
Yeah, it's okay. I was just looking. I wanted to know like if they had anything. Well, actually, no. I think they did have some new ones, because there was a Link monster I seen. They don't have a Link monster on this.
So I talked to the guys over at Monumental Records. They're on.
Yeah, there's one Link monster.
We use this album as a stepping stone.
I think I'll take you down by one. What are you?
I did like the Vendreads, but I don't know why I didn't really use them as often. I also put, when I did the Vendreads, I put some zombie cards in there as well, like the Vampire, Frolin, the Lady in White.
With it.
Oh, you're not People Dex.
What that'd be good for it though.
And Scapegoats.
Scapegoats.
Oh, seriously, this is great news.
But here's the thing that I like about it. The Lady in White has 2020 defense. She's a 3-star monster, and all 3-star and lower monsters cannot be destroyed by battle, which the Vendreads have nothing but 3-star monsters.
Another card you might like, I don't know if you'll, what did you say was the card, well, what was the vampire card you had in?
Fraudulence or something,
okay, that's the one I was about to tell you
about.
She's just a good card overall. I love her.
Yeah, that's why I put her there. Because, you know, she can increase you can increase the damage.
Another good card you might like in the deck, if you don't have extra room in the extra deck, would maybe be... Where is it? A Vampire Sucker.
Oh, that's the, yeah, I have no, cards in the extra deck, actually. Which is kind of funny.
Oh, you might want to work on that then. Extra deck, your extra deck is your kit, and there's always a good thing to have 15 cards in it no matter what. You can always find cards to put in the extra deck. And they can use as kit.
No, I don't really care about those. The Vendreads was just kind of like a little side project. I didn't do well with it, so I'm not really going to care. The one I really want to work on is the Constellars. I kind of like those. I'm going to see if there's any new Constellars.
Constellars. They're like the Chinese version of Star Wars. I said they're like the Chinese versions of Star Wars.
Oh, there was some new ones.
Nishal Ariel. I'm not sure if you have a good effect.
Ready?
Caduculus. Caduculus is a new one. And that's it. There's probably some spells and traps, but that's about
No
it.
worries,
Ooh,
Jordan. Yeah,
that one is
why
in.
don't you take 5? Go grab
That one's
something to
pretty.
drink. It'll loosen up your throat.
No, that's not a thing yet. Okay, so that's a new card too. Stellar Knight, Cotton Stellar, Diamond.
Yeah, there's a lot of cards for Constellars.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Hello, people.
You can go through a bunch of different archetypes. Like the thing I sent you, that's every current archetype in the game. So you can just go through them and see which ones you like. Some of them are really bad, but some of them you might really like that look cool. Like Dream Mirror. Oh, look up Dream. Dream Mirrors look cool. I think you'll like the idea of them too. I've not played them yet, but they look awesome.
Well, are they in this game here or no?
Some of them maybe. Probably not most of them. But just look them up real quick. I think you'll think they're pretty cool.
Wes, I have that Branson MD2 mic you ordered.
Sweet. Swap it for the one in the booth.
How do you spell Dreamier?
Can't wait to test this baby.
Just type in Dream and all the cards for them will pop up. There'll be a couple cards that
There's a
aren't
lot
part
of
of them.
cards with Dream. There are a lot of Dream cards. Dream Stings. Dream Mirror. Dream Mirror. Dream Mirror is another deck, you know. Is it the Dream Mirror ones?
It's the Dream Mirror, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're literally listening to ones I was telling you about.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder if Dream Mirror is in this, because that'll be interesting. They're kind of cool.
If they have OCG on it, they won't be in it, but some of the other ones might be. But when I looked it up in the game, there wasn't many.
Yeah, so like 2 of these cards are missing. A trap card's missing. Yeah, and that's about
I think
it.
there's more than that even. I think there's more than that.
Alright, well, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, let's hope they come out with another Yu-Gi-Oh game soon.
I don't think they're going to. I think they're forgoing it. That's why I said, like, the thing, I could send you a link to the download, I think, for it. And you could technically play against AIs, but the AIs are, like, tryhard, so...
Which camp are you in? Accident? Murder? Well, it's easy to assume that Crush got off just because he's rich and famous. And not entirely without precedent, true. But those being
How much dolls do I not? Do I need to cut? I still have 29 cards. Let me get rid of 9 more. I think maybe cutting down 1 on you would be good. Because I have to get used to banish dolls.
I'm just looking through, like, another archetype I was trying to do. They have 2 that they don't have in here, which is the Phantom Knights.
There's a bunch that aren't in there. They've not updated that thing for so long, and normally they would tell you if they're going to update the game at like a Jump Festa, which they didn't. Instead, they announced 2 things: a Speed Duel Yu-Gi-Oh game, which is like the shitty Chinese version of Yu-Gi-Oh, and then they announced, you know, Magic the Gathering MTG Arena.
Ugh.
They're announcing a Yu-Gi-Oh version of that. So like, pay to play.
Gross.
Which is the exact same as playing with cards in real life, except digital. And if they actually use that, there's definitely going to be no new updates for the game.
Oh, right. These are pretty nice looking, too. I gotta look into these Infernoids.
Infernoid's good.
They're fiends, I don't know.
Who's the jittery guy over there? Looks like another one of those rock stars.
That's Abel De Silva.
I've not made a deck with them yet, so I can't remember if they're good or not.
On the New York indie scene. He was in Death and Taxes.
I tried making the Dark Worlders. Dark Worlders.
Dark World, they are old.
Sorry, can we help you with something? Nope. Well, okay. Adios, amigo.
I'm just looking through my decks. I wonder if they got any new Ancient Gear cards.
There might
They're
be
fine
one,
how they
let me
are.
check.
I'm looking.
I don't think there is. I think all of them are in it.
Who quit yesterday? The record label
Let's see. Maybe there's some in the OCG I've not seen. No, I think they're all out, yeah. Maybe Spell? Trap?
Nah, they're all out. I think these are all out. Yeah, this is all of
Yeah,
them.
looks like they're all out.
I do like their freaking archetype, believe it or not.
Yeah, they're pretty cool.
They're one of my favorite cards.
What's an archetype?
Only because, like, when they attack, you can't use a trap card.
That doesn't happen very often anyways, though.
Trap cards?
Normally there are no battle traps. That's why Ancient Gears aren't probably used very much anymore, because Mirror Force and cards like that are rarely seen anymore. So, they're not as good as they used to be. You might use Mirror Force all the time, but better decks don't. They don't need it. They pretty much get rid of everything before the battle phase, and then they go to battle phase. Or if it's your turn, they use card effects before your battle phase to mess with you. And that's why I said Ancient Gears are good, they're just not as good as they probably would be if traps were used more often during the battle phase.
I still find, Mirror Force is one of the best cards, just in my opinion.
It's a great card. The only thing about trap cards is they're slow, and if your opponent has any spell and trap destruction, they'll just destroy your back row.
Yeah,
like for example, your Shaddoll Hedgehog. If this card sends, if you can,
but they have to negate the effect too.
No, they don't. They will destroy your card before you activate it.
Alright.
That's the idea. They will destroy your back row beforehand.
Because I don't think
before
that
they
works
go to battle
anymore.
phase.
It used to be. That used to actually work.
No, before battle phase, they will destroy your cards, which means you can't activate Mirror Force. That's the problem. Or they will have a card on the field that specifically negates cards, and that's common as well. Like in most decks, they can do that, and that's why it's not run very often anymore. Mirror Force. So like, if that's why you'll see it from like, you'll stop seeing it used during 5D's era. And it'll be used before that all the time, but after 5Ds, you'll rarely ever see it.
Well, yeah, cards like that, though, kind of aggravate me at times, anyway. It's a good thing.
There are a lot worse cards than Mirror Force now. There are some decks that still run it, they're just not that common.
I don't even know what these cards are that I was trying to make. It was a math mech. I just love the look at them. I don't know why they're called math mechs, but I just love the look. The fuck was I working on here? Zombies? Oh, I see. It was like some sort of Japan vibe thing.
Interesting.
What happened?
I was just reading some of the Shaddoll effects.
I love the Shaddolls. They are so good.
I'm trying to cut it down to where I need to have less cards, but I still have a shit ton of monsters.
I love their monster cards, that's why I would always use them. But for me, I have 55 cards and, let's see, 3, 6,
Wendy is definitely one of the better ones.
I mean, that's negotiable, honestly.
Cool. So, what do you say, man? Get behind the kid, show us what you're made of?
You don't like her?
I mean, she's okay. I like all the cards the same, though. That's the thing. All of them have their own specific purpose, so I kind of like all the Shadows.
No, I'm not saying they're not bad. I'm just saying she's one of the best ones, effect-wise.
Like I said, all of them are pretty good. So it's like she's just another good one. All of them are good.
I'm not saying that the other ones are bad. I'm just saying like she's one of the best of the bunch. Like her effect is one of the best of the Shadolls.
Okay, whatever. That's just you. Me, I kind of just have them all in the same league, where you're actually, like, this one's first place, this one's second place. I'm just saying they're all first place for me.
No, like I'm trying to narrow down which ones I have at 3. If I'm gonna use the deck, I have to have certain at 3 and certain at 2, meaning that if I get a hand, I'd want to see this card the most before I see the other ones. And hers allows me to special summon any Shaddoll from the deck, which means I'd be able to get out Hell Shaddoll Void very easily on turn 2 at minimum. So I think that's pretty good.
Yeah, so sorry about the mood around here.
Yeah. Also, if you discard a card and Shaddoll, that one is actually in the graveyard, you could also use Falcor to summon it from the graveyard.
Where are we going?
Atrium roof.
Falco is one of my favorites as well.
And I don't want the others to hear.
I pissed Carlos off of Falco.
Oh, you said Falco, not Falcor. I was like, which one's the fuck Falcor?
I don't know why I said Falcor, but yeah.
I was like, I don't see a Falcor. I don't think I've read its
But don't
effect
forget,
yet.
what I tell Carlos is bird's the word.
Bird is the word.
Bird is the word. Bird is the word. Bird is the word. Also, the Nephi Shaddoll fusion is necessary if you want to summon out any of the other fucking fusion monsters. Like Shaddoll Greysta, which is funny. I love how they have Greysta.
Why do you need Nephi Shaddoll fusion?
What? If you want to use like... Well, it changes the attribute of the card.
Yeah, but the trap monster El Shaddoll Core
Climbing the
also has
cultural
that
ladder,
effect,
I
so you can
see.
use regular Shaddoll
Good work,
fusion.
47.
I'm just saying.
There as a backup.
It's very tight.
Yeah, but it also counts as like another way to fuse too.
You should talk to Dexy when we get back to New York.
It's like a freaking
fusion card should be 3 Shaddoll fusion, 1 Nephi, and a couple of cores.
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's necessary to have.
He runs closer to a 50-card deck, so.
Yeah, I thought so. But believe me, man.
High count decks for Shaddolls is not going to help you at all.
So I have this project coming up.
It still works for him, but
they actually do work, considering a lot of them have deck finding.
But the problem is that like your goal is to dig down into your deck for cards you can't search sometimes and stuff, and to get some more of your cards. Like there's almost no reason to. Like, if you have a 45-card deck that's pushing it all the times, like, 50 is just way too many. And, like, that's when, like, I'm trying to cut down on cards myself right now. Or just,
I don't play competitive,
monsters. So. It's not competitive, that's just standard deck building.
Okay.
If you say so.
Let's add 3 of the other ones now. I think I've added enough of the other cards that I can add all the cards and then see when
Excuse me.
You're excused, don't let it happen again.
I almost threw up.
Gross.
Yeah.
You know, just to spite someone, I'm gonna make a fucking 60-card deck.
That does nothing but hurt you in the long run.
I don't give a fuck.
They won't either, because it will be an easy win, most likely.
Most likely. But it's not a definite.
Well, you could have a really good hand.
I know.
And get lucky. Like, or because you're running a 60-card deck, you could just draw all high-level monsters or all unusable cards and keep drawing the cards you don't need to fix that.
Exactly.
Or you could run Grass is Greener, but that card's banned.
What is?
It's called Grass is Greener. Basically, if you're like let's say you have a 60-card deck and your opponent has a 40-card deck, you play that card, and 20 of your cards immediately go to the graveyard, so both of you have 40 cards in the deck. Because it gives you the same amount of deck as they have, so it allows you to set up your graveyard, and that's why the card is banned. Because it's bullshit.
Oh shit, I just realized something. Another thing that can go well with them is something that can go with spellcasters. I didn't even realize they're all spellcaster monsters. Like, except for the newer ones that are psychic.
Also, even though it's not part of the archetype, Dinko Senka is a really good card for Shadalls.
What's its name?
Senka.
Dinko Senka. D-E-N-K-K-O.
I need help here, please. What up, Abel?
D-E-N-K-K-O?
Mm-hmm. Hey, you.
Nothing came up. Is it maybe 1K?
Maybe it is 1K.
It's 1K. Cannot be special summon. This part where you control no set spell traps. Neither player can set spell traps nor activate spell trap cards that are set on the field.
It's good for if you get stuck going first and you happen to have it. You can stop your opponent from being able to set any responsive cards. Or if you go second and you had a kind of bricky hand and you have it. It's just a decent, like, 2-of to throw in there. It also is a light-type monster, so you can use it for construct.
It's true. I overheard some of the Sand Crew talking about it. Apparently they had this huge row in the middle of the night.
Cross and his manager fighting.
I think I'll cut down on one Shadal Hedgehog.
Well, I only picked up bits and pieces. Something about Miss Barrett.
God damn it, I didn't want to play Pandora.
Said it was for his own good that listening to it turned into an obsession. Hannah Heimel's name.
No.
The girlfriend who died?
Yeah, but...
What's this card? It's the field spell. I'll cut down one field spell.
Well,
Are there any continuous traps? I know I'll keep 3 Shadal core for now. What's this one do? During the main phase, confuse someone Shadal monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on it from the field or graveyard, but can not attack directly. Then you can send one.
You better not be one of them drug fiends looking to sell your perfectly formed ass for a fix a hash.
That's kind of a weird card.
Do what you want, but I am not getting involved.
Definitely get rid of one at a minimum. Let's finish the shadow. Send one Shadal card from your deck to the graveyard. Then you can change any number of face-down defense to Shadal monsters to control to face-up defense position. Would that count as flipping them if you changed them from face-down to face-up? Because it doesn't have the word flip in it, it just has change position. I don't think that would count, would it?
Mr. Morgan, I could re-examine your clothing.
Does anyone? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Ooh, they have their own Monster Reborn card. That's kind of nice. Okay. What's Neft Shadal Fusion? After discard a claim,
I don't see why this card was only at 1 at one point. Wait. Wasn't this at 1?
1.
No, wait, never mind. I don't think it is. It's weird.
It might have been taken off the limited list. Probably not then. Gen X probably will never be on the...
I could have sworn this thing was on 1, and that's why I only had 1 of them in my deck.
It might be in Japan.
No, I mean, it was in this game. I don't know.
Yeah, and in the game, they merged the ban list with America and Japan's ban list because they have 2 separate ban lists.
Oh.
Nest Shadal Fusion. That's actually not bad for a card. Okay. They actually have 3 fusion cards. 5 fusion cards? Damn, that's a lot of fusion cards. So I'll
Gen X allies are so fucking weird. You know, I could have sworn I fixed this deck.
So I'm at 52 cards right now. Get one of Red
That is
Alert.
What
Ken
happened?
Running
the
through would be
Brick
bad.
Morgan, lawyer and
Nothing,
corporate
I'm just...
fixer.
I'm just on episode 15 of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Sure, the tech industry is a pretty wild place, let me tell you. I mean, the office branch we pulled off.
Down to 50 cards. Oh, credit plan. No, credit plan would be.
Oh no, yeah, there's just a limit of 1 for the ally Birdman.
Let's see if I can see why.
I guess something continuous effect or something.
Return one face-up monster you control to the hand. Special summon this card from your hand. The banishment leaves the field. Also gains 500 attack if the returned monster was wind on the field.
Yeah.
Some of the banned cards make no sense to me.
There's probably an infinite loop you can make with it or something that make it like have like infinite attack or something. There's probably an OTK enabler somehow, so they banned it. Actually, I can look it up.
Sure, but maybe we should work more and talk less.
Yeah, it was an FTK enabler. The Mist Valley FTK was ridiculously consistent. I'm sad. I ran 3 Birdman and Heretics. Mist Valley FTK. Pretty much this. YouTube.
Wait, so what does it do?
FTK means first turn kill, which means you'd win in 1 turn. I used Mist Valley, which gave you Birdman, gave you Ancient Fairy.
Wait, is that different?
Oh. I see. Yeah, that is kind of broken. Okay. Oh. Yeah, that would do it. Oh. Oh, it keeps going. Oh. Oh, that's bullshit. What the fuck? Keeps going. Oh. They win before you even get a turn. Oh yeah, that's broken. Yeah, that should definitely be limited. Yeah, there's a reason that thing was limited.
I'm curious.
It allowed some. It allowed. Okay, give me 1 second.
I hope it wasn't disgusting.
Let me go to history.
I'm curious about the Stellar Knights now.
Control C. Facebook. You're gonna look at this and be like, oh my.
I'll look at
According
it
to the
tomorrow.
hotel
I gotta go to
manager's
bed soon.
memo, drunken
It's
members
like a
of
2-minute
Jordan
video.
Cross's sound crew broke into the
Well,
Queen
yeah,
Suite
I'm
last
not by my
night
computer,
and
so.
trashed the place. Housekeeping is fast at work, which is why
I'm actually
Ken
laying in
Morgan
bed
and his
on my
bodyguard are
PS4.
not yet settled in.
Shit.
Sounds promising.
Do you have your phone?
According to the manager, a member of staff is
Not
supposed to
near me,
escort
no.
Morgan to his suite once the cleaning staff is done.
Some
That
charge.
someone could be you, 47.
Probably gonna
I
black
know
out soon.
you love to grovel.
Maybe.
Let me see if I can send it through PlayStation.
No, I'm gonna go to bed soon.
PlayStation.
God damn it, Hedge. What was I looking at? I was looking at the Gen X cards.
Whoa, relax, Chief. I got a customer there. Right. Even at
Hey, I'm not sure I know you, sir.
Mother, yeah, sure, it knocked you out for a bit. I got you a headache, probably, but, I mean, that's about it. That's what you want.
Oh wow, is the gadgets an actual archetype?
Yeah.
Weird.
They're more of a support archetype, though. They can't do much by themselves.
So many gadgets, holy shit.
There, I've sent it.
You are literally going a little too nuts right now. Okay,
It took
now
me
go
2
look at it.
seconds to type.
This is pissing me off.
Hidden URL.
Why is it hidden? Is there a way for you to see it? Click on it and see what happens.
It's not allowing me to. Let me just check my settings.
Is there something in settings that hides URLs?
Heard that.
I don't know. I'd have to sign in. I'm not typing in my fucking password.
Well, that's stupid if that's the case.
Yeah, it really is. Why would I need to hide a URL? I'm sure there's a dumb answer for that, but then again, I don't want an answer for it.
Probably people send porn to people randomly that don't have their
That's
shit
exactly what I was saying. I didn't need an answer to that, goddammit. What was I looking at that I seen that damn thing?
No. So how does Mist Valley work? Mist. Oh, it's also limited. Oh, they fucking made sure that shit never coming back. Once per turn, if a wind monster you control is returned the hand, except during the damage to special 1 level 4. Oh, and that's how they abused it, because it's not a hard once per turn, it's a soft once per turn. Oh, that's fucking dirty as shit.
Gross. Bugs.
There was an archetype I was curious about, but I don't think I have any cards relating to it.
What is it?
Stellars?
Constellars?
No, just Stellars. Stellar Knights. It was weird, because I seen one card and it said Stellar Knight, and I'm just like, it's pretty nice looking.
I don't see any card like that. Might just be a random card.
Maybe.
It's a
But it seemed
monkey
like it had.
fucking a coconut.
It seemed like it would have one. That's why I was like saying it.
I mean, Constellars are a thing.
I know Constellars. I have that deck. But then there was like Stellar Knight, which seems so similar, but you know. I took a picture of it. I gotta go look at it.
I think maybe cutting down from here is kind of hard. You get rid of 10 cards. You get rid
I like the
of 5,
volcanic
okay.
fucking decks, but well, the volcanic cards look so cool, but eh.
Hey, Sirius?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me of how this works. Send one Shaddoll card from your deck to the graveyard, then you can change any number of face-down defense position Shaddolls monsters you control to face-up defense position. Does that count as flipping them, or no?
Yes, it would count as flipping them.
Hmm.
The Shaddolls are inherent flip effect decks, so of course they're going to have other card effects that allow them to change position.